Okay. Now, my top five favorite rappers. This is really tricky, really tricky. Um, because, in my personal opinion, um, there's a lot of things that can qualify you as a top rapper. I never want to take away from anyone that sells a lot. Um, People with unique styles, lyricism, or just music that's just enjoyable. But if I had to make a list of the top five rappers, and this isn't in any particular order, no rapper is better than other, just the five that I could think of where I enjoy their music, or I enjoy their lyricism, or I respect their business savvy, or it's maybe all of them. Wow. Off the top of my head, I have to say Jay Z is the first one that comes to mind when it comes to lyricism, when it comes to business acumen, um, instant classics, uh, just the whole nine. That one, I guess, is a no-brainer from the era, I would say, of Volume 2, Jay Z, and I was in high school. So that was a very influential album to a lot of people. Um, kind of wish I made some of that, but it was a good time. Um, so Jay Z, right off the top. Uh, Nas, of course. Nas, like what you call conscious rappers. I never really looked at him as like a fully conscious rapper, even though I guess you could consider him that. I kind of felt like he told both lines. Um, but he's one of the most influential rappers, that I could think of. Uh, to be so young to come in the game and just kind of crush it. His Illmatic is just like an instant classic. Um, just seeing him succeed also in business outside of music and things like that, and just kind of solidified himself at that top. I would say what solidified it for me, honestly, outside of his talent, um, when they had the beef between Jay Z and Nas, that it was more so about taking out who people considered the top guy. And I guess, in my personal opinion, Jay Z didn't feel like he was getting accredited to being the top guy unless he took Nas out. And I thought that was kind of giving someone flowers in a weird way. But I said, oh, wow, I guess Nas is that guy. Said them to both be from New York in different barrels, or both knew Biggie. Now, speaking of Big, I the only reason why I'm not putting him on my list, honestly, because I didn't listen to him enough to really get my own um, like and my own feel. Even though, of course, everyone knows singles and things like that, and know what impact that he has, him being the king of New York. But I didn't listen to him myself at the time enough for him to solidify something within me. But I did listen to Pac, so Pac has to make the list. Um, Very charismatic, uh, very talented. Um, Another one very influential. You know, even before the beef, you knew this guy was going somewhere. You knew he was talented, and he just brought a lot of energy to his music. Some people may say he's not the most lyrical of lyricists, and I can agree with that. But he brought something also to his craft, which is like a passion that when he rhymed, and especially during the beef, you believed everything he was saying. He never gave you something that was false. And I know in music, you can create your avatar, whatever you want, and you sing about things, whether they happen to you or they happen around you. These things, they don't really matter per se, but at that time, street credibility was a thing, and Pac, he had all of it. He had everything that you wanted to be as a rapper, to a point where people still emulate him. So definitely has to make the list. Um, Now I got Jay Z, Nas, Pac, um, Eminem, Eminem. And granted, I didn't start off as an Eminem fan in the beginning, but after listening to his later music and realizing how talented this guy really was, um, it's just a no-brainer for him to not be on the list. And I know a lot of people have this thing with him not being of the culture as far as his skin, but rap isn't really about that. It is about the talent. Though, as African Americans and being accustomed to people coming in and taking from our culture because we're not as unified, so we try to hold on to the things that we do create. So I'm with all of that as well. But talent is talent. Talent is talent, and Eminem has one of the most undeniable talents in his craft. You can't ignore that. It's He's that talented that it overshadows. It's not about race or anything. He's just an MC in this purest form. Um, so he has to make the list. Now this is a toughie. You cut it down to five. There's so many artists that should be on this list, but Royce da 5'9". Now another one that I didn't start off listening to, but after hearing a lot of his freestyles and hearing his later albums, make me go back to the older albums, and this guy is fire. Um, lyrical monster, just very impressive. Um, he's like a walking dictionary, which is kind of shadows Eminem a little bit, but the things I've heard this man say is just insane. Um, so he has to make the list, and the fact that he doesn't make a lot of lists, I have to put him on there. Now I want to do an honorable mention, even though that's the five right there. So I said Jay Z, Nas, Pac, Eminem, Royce da 5'9". Um, and though this one is probably a little controversial, though I don't agree with him outside of music as far as his viewpoints and his opinions, but as far as music wise, Kanye, Kanye, like I said, he's not the most lyrical in that sense of words being broken down and things like that. He doesn't use the syllable acumen of a Royce da 5'9" or Eminem, but his finger is on the pulse when it comes to sound and style. That when he makes music, you love it. And being of a certain age, I have an appreciation for someone who can reach back to an era that I grew up in and then bring it to the present and make it sound relevant. Fireworks. And make it sound relevant today. I used to call him like, I forgot what he used to call him. Future something about the past and the present combining. He's retro new school. But I needed five, so he doesn't make the list, but he is an honorable mention. That's my five. These are my reasons. This is just my opinion. No one's better than anyone in that list or outside of that list. It's just artists that affect me in the time that I was listening to them and have influenced me the most. I have to say these guys.